Ladies and gentlemen, it's Travis here, and welcome back to the SF Bay Area Sports Talk channel. Hope everyone's having a fantastic night tonight. Unfortunately, tonight for the San Francisco Giants, the four-game losing streak comes to an end. A tough loss, losing 6-3 against the rival Dodgers. What made this loss tough was falling behind early. Falling behind 5 runs early, that's going to make it very tough. Muncy ends up hitting 2 home runs in the game. He's been a Giants killer, and so this was a tough one. But the good news is that Giants, with the big win from the first game of the series, they are in position to be able to win the series going into tomorrow's game against Clayton Kershaw. So Giants are still in a good position here, but definitely a tough one tonight. It was a bullpen game. Garcia, he got lit up tonight, and that was, he's been really good for us. So it was one of his unfortunate off nights from Harlan Garcia. So this was Giants still battled out there. We fought back in this game, so love to see the fight the San Francisco Giants continue to show out there. And what a story for Lewis Brinson. This kid has just been so fantastic out there, hitting his third home run in 2 games in the first 2 games of this series. Lewis Brinson, what a trade pickup for the San Francisco Giants, getting him from the Houston Astros in a minor league deal, a minor league trade, and that's how the deal was able to take place past the trading deadline. And the Giants showing a lot of faith and belief in, they believe that Lewis Brinson, he can go out there and put it together, and has a lot of great talent. And the story with Lewis Brinson has been that he is going out there and, really just being himself out there, having fun, enjoying the game of baseball. And he's not worried about what people are thinking about him. And that was where he would struggle. And that's definitely something that I relate to. That was something that I went through in my high school. Really the last, I would say, the last year that I had played in high school. Hold on, guys. I gotta put my charger laptop on the charger. All right, we are back. So that was something that I put a lot of pressure on myself. And looking back, the only thing that, obviously you never have regrets, because I think you definitely learn from your mistakes. And for me, I'm really proud of the fact that I've gone in college and attended tryouts and continued to do things that I never thought that I would ever do. And so I think on the baseball field. So I totally feel for. I think what a story to see what Lewis Brinson is doing out there. And really, that's what it's about. When you're playing at the highest level, you got to remind yourself baseball is a kid's game. And obviously, when you're struggling, it's tough, but you got to stay positive through the tough times. And I think what we've seen, it's been awesome this season from the San Francisco Giants. They continue to show the fight. They never give up. And no matter what, you never feel like the game is over. That the Giants are going to fight back and get close in the game. So what a story. Third home run in 2 games for Lewis Brinson. Couldn't be more excited for him and to see what he is going to do to finish out the season. And for the Giants in this bullpen game, Rogers, he goes 2 innings, 2 1/3. So he had a good outing. Leone goes 2 innings as well. Zach Littell also pitches an inning. And for the Giants on offense, of course, Lewis Brinson in the top of the first inning. And first pitch of the game, leadoff home run. His third home run in the first 2 games of this series. Welcome in, everyone, to the post-game show tonight. Glad you joined us. Giants lose a tough one. This was a frustrating loss. falling behind early, and you felt like we had some moments to get some big hits, and maybe a few big hits in this game, and potentially we're talking about a win. But it's going to be tough playing the rival Dodgers. But the Giants have an opportunity to win the series going into the game tomorrow. So really looking forward to tomorrow. We're going to see Alex Cobb taking the mound. He's having a good season. 122 strikeouts for him, a 3.58 ERA. And he has pitched a lot better here the last month or so. Every time out, he's gone 7 innings. We've seen him go 7. So it's been really awesome to see Alex Cobb just continue to get better as the season has gone on. So look for the San Francisco Giants to really put up a good fight tomorrow, going for the series victory. And that would just be absolutely huge. I think now we are, I believe, 8.5 or 8 games behind the Philadelphia Phillies for that final wild card spot. So there is still an opportunity to be able to get into the playoffs potentially, but it's going to make it very tough here with about 28 games to go. And when you're trailing by 8 games, we're going to have to probably go win 22 or 23 games of our final 28 if we're going to have a chance. But, anything's possible. So Giants have the right mindset. You come out, take it one game at a time. And this was a tough one. So that's why if you come out tomorrow and get a big win, certainly going to be building momentum on this, I believe, 3-city road trip. Giants will be in Milwaukee, I believe, to make up a doubleheader, make up a postponement game. So that's going to be interesting. And then they will be going to Chicago over the weekend to take on the Cubs. So it's going to be an interesting road trip. Obviously got off to a good start last night with the big win. Then tonight was a tough one, but we're still in great position to win the series tomorrow, taking on Clayton Kershaw, and definitely expect to see the San Francisco Giants put up a good fight against Clayton Kershaw. We know him very well, and our guys have been able to hit him very good. So I think it's going to be a fun one tomorrow. Giants are still red hot. I mean, obviously, even despite the loss, we still had won 4 games in a row, and to even still be able to have a chance. Had we not swept the Phillies, we still would be 9 or 10 games out. So that's where there still is a slim chance, and we'll see what happens. But it's been a tough year, so I think finishing out the season strong and getting to build momentum into next year, that's going to be huge. Let's see for the Giants tonight. 3 runs on 8 hits. So the offense, they were able to get some hits tonight, but just could not get those big hits in the game to drive in multiple runs, So we got to go out there. Our offense has been red hot here lately, so definitely expect them to continue to see the bats stay hot going into the series finale tomorrow against Clayton Kershaw. Welcome in, everyone, to the post-game show. Glad you joined us tonight. We're breaking this one down. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Giants lose a frustrating one tonight, 6-3 against the rival Dodgers. This was a tough one. Falling behind, down 5 runs by the 3rd inning, 4 runs. That definitely makes it tough when you're trying to claw back into the game as it heads into the late innings. What a big home run in the top of the 6th inning for Brandon Crawford. He hits it just fair down the right field foul pole line, and he hits his 8th home run of the season. So since we've seen Crawford back healthy, and he's been hitting pretty good here, so that's definitely great to see from him, and just a big home run. So really love to see it. What's going on, William Henry? Hope you're having a great day. It's very hot in LA. Pretty sure the same goes for NorCal. I know Gilroy, that's where I'm from, was 114 degrees today. Stay cool and hydrated. Appreciate you checking in, William. Appreciate the thoughts, and yeah, absolutely stay hydrated out there, everyone. Yes, it has been very hot in the Bay Area. I've been in San Francisco in college at SF State, so it's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it out there. The weather is still very hot out there in the city, and yeah, it's been a lot. So yeah, definitely stay hydrated out there. And yeah, this was yeah, congrats on the win, William. Yeah, always fun going against the Giants Dodgers rivalry. There's nothing like it in sports. We got the best rivalry, no doubt about it. And yeah, it doesn't get any more intense than when these matchups happen. So yeah, it's gonna be. Can't wait for tomorrow's game to see who's gonna win the series. So it's gonna be appreciate the comments. What's going on, Robert? How's it going? Hello, Travis. Are you in favor of platooning, Jock? Yeah, interesting question. I wouldn't say if my thoughts on it, I would like to see Peterson play every day. I definitely think he's more than deserved it. He's still hitting very well with his average at near or around 269. So basically a 270 hitter. So he's not only hitting for average, hitting home runs, driving in runs, playing good defense. So I think he's definitely got to be starting for sure every day. And yeah, he's been out there starting several games. So I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, how many games he started this year. But yeah, with Lewis Brinson, now, I mean, of course, I think the Giants will be starting him every day. I mean, this kid is just awesome seeing what he's doing out there. And the change in his game, it's been a change in mindset. And with Lewis Brinson, it's just been incredible to see. Earlier in his career, he would care too much about what people thought about him. So that really affected how he played on the field. And that's definitely something that I can relate to from my high school career. My last year playing in high school, I really put a lot of pressure on myself. And looking back, I wish I would have just had fun, enjoyed it. Because now looking back, I mean, I have great memories, whether it's been diving catches that I made, at different fields that I've been, and, base hits or stolen bases. A lot of great memories. I played baseball for 5 years growing up. Started around when I was 9, and then played up until about age 15. And yeah, now I'm still trying to play in college. So it's a work in progress right now. I've been working out, going to the gym consistently. So I just got to be putting the reps in to get put in the throws. I got to increase my throwing arm, the strength, but it has gotten. Welcome in, everyone. Sorry for a bit. I kind of went off sidetrack there a little bit, so sorry about that. But we are back breaking this one down. So yeah, tough one tonight, but Giants still in a good position to win the series tomorrow. So really looking forward to it with Alex Cobb going. So it's going to be a fun one. If Bell retires, we're going to miss his great defense. Absolutely. We are no doubt going to miss his defense. But yeah, I don't think Bell is going to retire. I still think that he can get back to staying healthy on the field and putting up big time numbers. I think he can be a 25 home run, 80 to 90 RBI guy. I still believe that's in him. And, I think last year he hit 28 home runs, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was. And he was on pace to hit over 30. But then, of course, the injury to end the season, the hit by pitch. So, he's had a lot of unfortunate injuries and now undergoing knee surgery to end his season. The knee, there's no joke. You got to be able to put weight on your knee. And so, you wonder what the feeling has been. Even in my experience, definitely always got to be careful and the weight you put on your knees. So I think, it's a tough one for Brandon Bell, but I think he'll bounce back next season. I think he's definitely going to have I think a big bounce back year. Very fun when Dodgers play against the Giants. If I'm not mistaken, Dodgers magic number is 8 to clinch. Not too confident about the postseason, but I'm hopeful, especially the long injury list. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The Dodgers, obviously, we all know they always seem to choke in the postseason, which for us Giants fans, we love to see it. And for Dodger fans, definitely that it has been frustrating for you guys. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens in the postseason. Yeah, there's haven't really been able to watch a whole lot of baseball around the league, so right now I couldn't really say who, if I had to pick some of the teams out there to potentially win the World Series this year. I know Yankees, obviously, I think they've kind of struggled recently, but they've had a good season, and yeah, there's been some surprise American League teams. I think Seattle's in the playoff hunt there, so they've and they made the trade to get Luis Castillo. So that yeah, they're Travis, which players on this team would you prefer playing first base? Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, they're if we're taking a look here from tonight's game, Flores. Yeah, we've seen Flores play first base, and Villar, of course, the young Villar. Yeah, he's been real. He also plays third base as well. But if we're looking at who would I like to see, I think, yeah, I mean, I would like to see probably Villar get, I think seeing him get at bats at first. I think Flores continuing to play him there. I mean, no matter what, wherever you play Flores, Flores I think is a good fit at first, and then you got Villar at third base, seeing him get some at bats there. Yeah, that's going to be good for his development. And yeah, Estrada obviously has been at shortstop. So, I mean, he has been so clutch. He's been the Giants' MVP offensive, or Crawford, I'm sorry. Estrada at second base, I meant to say. But Crawford at shortstop, the best Gold Glove defender in the game at, yeah, sorry guys, it's been a long day, so I apologize there on, yeah, I didn't mean to say, yeah, of course I meant to say Crawford at shortstop, but Estrada at second base, there he's been great. I mean, Estrada, what a season he is having. He's been the arguably the MVP on offense for the Giants. Are you interested in being employed in the sports industry? Yeah, that's good question there. That's definitely something that I'm working towards. But ideally, I love being able to have my YouTube channel and be able to make content and share it with everyone, and to build great relationships with everyone. Here it's just been incredible. The support has been amazing on YouTube, so I want to say thank you to everyone out there for the support. It really means a lot. But yes, that's really been what I've been working towards to finish college and then work in the sports industry. But I feel like if I can continue to work, do that, and then work towards my continuing growing my YouTube channel, that is the long-term goal. So yeah, I couldn't be more excited. This journey has been incredible. If some of you know, I've been on YouTube for more than like 13, or yeah, it's got to be like 14 years now. I've been almost 15 years on YouTube. So, it has been, it has been a grind to get to where I'm at. And, it's been one of the best journeys ever. They always say, I think, that the journey is really what makes it. So I think, for everyone out there, if you're looking to pursue goals and dreams, whether it's playing baseball or, whatever it might be, it is possible if you put in the work. Always remember, hard work beats talent when talent won't work hard. So, always remember that, because, a player might be more gifted in an area than you, but if you put in the work, you could potentially become better than somebody that does have natural raw talent in a certain area. So yeah, it's something that if I know that if I had applied when I was younger, that's definitely what my advice would be to young baseball players out there. If you're working towards playing even trying to have a chance to get to the. I think the statistics of how many players that I think it's about maybe less than 2% or around 2% of college players go on to play minor league baseball. So, you think about 2 out of every 100 baseball players that play in college, go on to play minor league baseball. I think it's so it's not a very high ratio. So it puts into perspective. This game takes, it takes a lot to it takes a lot to be able to get to the highest level. A lot of years of grinding, a lot of years of hard work, and a lot of adversity. I mean, so many guys give up along the way of the journey, and they're you give them credit to fight as long as players have. But yeah, it's I think the saying always goes, there comes a time in every baseball player's life where they hang up the jersey forever, and that's definitely a tough day, and you hope that day comes later in one's life rather than earlier. But appreciate sharing the story there here on. Again, I apologize to get a little bit off side quest, but we're all tying back into baseball, so I think really important to break it down. But we're seeing the Giants put in the fight to fight back in these games. What's going on, everyone? Appreciate everyone checking in. We're gonna get to some more comments. I agree. It's inexcusable. Only exception was 2017, but everything else is inexcusable. I mean, from not looking from a biased perspective. If you look at the Dodgers, the success that they've had a lot of winning seasons in the regular season, and only one World Series title to show for all of that, and that was in a shortened season. So we've yet to see them win a World Series here recently in a full season. So we'll see what happens in the playoffs. We'll see if the Dodgers choke again, or if they'll. We'll see how deep they end up going. But it'll be interesting. Travis, in your candid opinion, do you think Jock objects being platoon? I mean, I would have to say I think he would definitely not. I mean, Jock Peterson is the team guy, so I mean, when it comes down to Gabe Kapler making the decisions, the final say on whether to platoon Jock Peterson or start him every day. But I think those are healthy conversations to have. Then it means that other guys are, putting in a lot of work to get their name in the lineup. So I do think what we've seen, and Jock Peterson has more than earned it this year. And, I can't wait to see the Giants look to re-sign him in the offseason. I think that's going to be huge, and I definitely think the Giants will definitely look to re-sign him. We can never replace Bell's great defense. I agree with that. I mean, it's going to be very tough. You're going to have to find a really young, talented young player that really wants to put in the hard work to become a great defender. And so it's going to probably be one of the areas of Belt's game that I'm going to miss most. There's so many good things that Brandon Belt has been able to do. Working, it seems like every at bat he's at a 3-2 count. He set the major league record for most pitches seen in a plate appearance in Anaheim, I think in the 2018 season. So that was it was like 22 or 23 pitches in one plate appearance. So you always know that Bell is going to grind out at bats and give you quality at bats. And the Gold Glove defense that he puts out there is just incredible. So how would you evaluate our starting pitchers? Great question. I think we're looking at. I would, for the starting rotation this year. Again, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but if I had to give him a grade, I would probably, I'd probably give him. That's tough. I'm kind of trying to go between a C and a B, but I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna have to say a C. I think. I mean. Obviously, if you look at Carlos Rodon, Logan Webb, those two, I'm going to give us a B-. I'm going to say a B-. I think our rotation has been pretty solid this year. We've had several guys that have pitched deep into the game. With Rodon and Webb, you can make the argument that they are the best 1-2 punch in all of baseball in the starting rotation. Both have been incredible and in the Cy Young conversation. Alex Cobb, the way that he has pitched the last month, he's been really good to see out there. And then Alex Wood also, he's had a tough season, but he's still been able to here late, I think, pitch much better. So yeah, I think our rotation has held up pretty good this year, but where we have really struggled has been offense. We haven't been as good as last year, and also in the bullpen, just haven't been as clutch. Just one of those Dodgers fans that takes accountability if they don't win the World Series, which is why most Dodger fans don't really like me, because I'm not delusional and realistic about our odds. Yeah, that's an interesting take there, William, and I appreciate those thoughts. And I definitely totally see right where you're at, and I think it's important to have realistic expectations. And when you see your team play on an everyday basis, I think you can definitely evaluate the strong points and the weak points, and the areas where it might affect how playoff performance is going to go, and also matchups too. The way that you match up against a certain team, you might have an area, a weakness that gets exploited when you play against another team in the playoffs. So you never know what's going to happen. And as we saw with the San Francisco Giants last year, us winning 107 games, didn't guarantee that we were going to make a deep playoff run, as we ended up getting bounced in the first round against our rivals. So yeah, it's tough, and we've seen it happen a lot. Teams winning 100+ games and they get eliminated in the first round. So, you never know. The wild card teams, they end up basically having to play playoff-like games down the stretch, while teams that have already clinched, you're not as tense, or maybe not the word I would say, but, you're not as obviously a team that's trying to get in as a wild card. If you're having to win the final game of the season to get in, that kind of really puts you battle tested to get into the playoffs, and then potentially be able to go on a deep run. What do you consider respectable offensive stats for a player? Yeah, good question. I think for me, what I would consider decent offensive stats, I think if you hit 15 home runs, I think that's pretty solid there. And if you can knock in 60 or more RBIs, I think if you can hit 15 home runs, 60 RBIs, I think that's a solid offensive season. Might not make you an all-star, but, really, yeah, you're building towards being an all-star, getting to that 20 home runs, 70 to 80 RBI kind of player. And then as far as batting average is concerned, if you can, obviously, if you're hitting a lot of home runs and you have a lower batting average, the power can compensate for that, because maybe you're swinging for more home runs, but maybe you're hitting 30 or 20 to 30 home runs. So I think a good batting average, I would probably say between 260 and 270. I think, that those are pretty solid. And then when you're hitting 280, 290, then you're talking, hitting really good. If you hit 300, you're a Hall of Famer. So, if you hit 260, 270, that's really solid, and you're getting there on the verge. So yeah, I mean, this Giants team, we've struggled. If you look at a lot of our players' batting averages, they haven't quite been what they were, how we were hitting last year, and also driving in runs and hitting home runs. So it'll be interesting to see the Giants be able to see if the offense can stay on track, stay hot down the stretch. So let's see what happens. It was and ran out of gas against, that to me was our World Series. Yeah, you definitely, I think, we definitely pushed the Dodgers there. So you wonder how much gas they had in the tank against Atlanta. But yeah, last year was an interesting year. Which everyday if you were starting a team, which everyday player and pitcher would you select? We're going to be wrapping up here shortly, but I will get to that question here. Appreciate everyone checking in. So starter, as far as the starter would go, who I would start my team with, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. If we're going to look at we'll just kind of narrow it down to the Giants here in this case, looking at. But I think, obviously with Carlos Rodon and Logan Webb, those two guys, I mean, you could start a franchise. I mean, Logan Webb, I mean, the way he's pitching, he's just been incredible. So he's definitely a player, that, I couldn't be more excited about to have at the top of our rotation. And when we're looking at everyday player, man, there are so many great players. That's such a tough one. There's so many good players that you could pick from. You know what? I'm gonna be next post game. I'll be sure to get back to you on that. I'm gonna have to think about it a little more. I mean, if I'm looking at the Giants right now, I mean, guys that have been producing, right now among the most clutch, obviously Jock Peterson, Wilmer Flores, and Thairo Estrada. These guys have been awesome to watch from the Giants. It's appreciate the comments. So thank you everyone so much. Appreciate the support, and be sure, if you haven't already done so, definitely be sure to go check out my great friend Eric the Legend Hum Baby Baseball. Be sure to check out his channel for incredible San Francisco Giants coverage and incredible San Francisco Giants post-game shows. So definitely be sure to go check out his channel at Eric's channel at Hum Baby Baseball. So thank you so much, everyone. We are going to get to our picks of the game. So if you haven't already shared your pick of the game, would love to hear who you're taking as the pick of the game. For my pick of the game, I'm taking Lewis Brinson. He was incredible out there, hitting his third home run in 2 games. What a story for Lewis Brinson. He's just been so much fun to watch. So let's see him continue to get it done here. Will he hit a 4th home run tomorrow? Definitely expect to see him in the lineup, and we'll definitely, I think, see him start hopefully every day here down the stretch. Couldn't be more thrilled to get him in a trade. Definitely know that when Farhan Zaidi, GM Scott Harris, and this Giants front office make us, these small kind of moves. At first, on paper, they don't look like the biggest moves, but, then they end up paying huge dividends, just like the Thairo Estrada trade. When we look back on that trade, definitely, that at the time on paper wasn't seen as a big trade, but look at how Thairo Estrada, the player he has become this year. Let's see. I think he can continue to do it continue to get it done next year as well. So I couldn't be more excited about what we've seen from him. And so I'm taking Lewis Brinson as my pick of the game. What's going on, SG Sports Talk channel? How's it going? Thank you everyone so much for checking out tonight's post-game show. Let's make some noise for the YouTube algorithm and smash up the like button. Thank you everyone so much for your incredible support. Really means a lot. Thank you so much. Really helps out the channel big time. This feedback lets YouTube know that this video is relevant, so then YouTube knows to recommend this video to as many San Francisco Giants fans and baseball fans out there. So thank you so much. And if you enjoy the San Francisco Giants live post-game shows and you would like to stay up to date with all things San Francisco Giants, we'll be here breaking it down on the SF Bay Area Sports Talk channel. So be sure to have that notification bell turned on so you know when I'm going live for the next San Francisco Giants post-game. So thank you everyone so much. I see your comments, your likes, and your engagement. And I just want to say this has been incredible. The support tonight, we hit double digits in the house, in the chat. I think we got as high as 13. So appreciate all the support. Really means a lot. Let's win tomorrow and sweep the doubleheader Thursday. That is going to catapult us right back into the playoff chase. So look, anything's possible. We got 28 to play. I think we're 8 out. Let's take it one game at a time. Let's go for the series victory tomorrow. Let's go, San Francisco Giants. Beat LA, beat LA, beat LA. Have a great night, everyone. Let's go, San Francisco.